So I keep getting the same comments over and over again. Bitcoin is a pyramid scheme. It's not backed by anything. It has no intrinsic value. So let's slow down and define these terms and then zoom out. Let's start with the pyramid scheme response. So pyramid scheme is something that has an operator and an upline. You must recruit others who pay into the structure, and money flows upward toward the people at the top of the pyramid. Bitcoin has no company issuing it, has no recruiting payments, and no promised returns. It's a volatile asset with a fixed supply. If you can think it's a bad asset, that's fine, but that's different than calling it a pyramid scheme. And with Bitcoin, the participants in the network all benefit, right? Whales, right, they have more Bitcoin, so they benefit, but everyone's still getting the same percentage gain relative to their position. Next, let's talk about the intrinsic value argument, that it's only worth what the next person pays for it, which basically describes every other market price. Gold, art, real estate, even dollars depend on shared belief plus usefulness. The real question is, what is it useful for? Bitcoin is backed by its sound monetary properties and its utility. Its verifiable scarcity, settlement without permission, and portability across borders. And that's where Americans get lazy sometimes, because the dollar is the cleanest sock in the dirty laundry. If you zoom out, for someone in a country with capital controls or high inflation, permissionless money is not a meme, it's real utility. That's intrinsic value. And yes, Bitcoin is volatile, which is true, but early adoption assets are volatile. The question is whether you value a fixed supply, global permissionless asset enough to tolerate the volatility while it matures in markets. Bitcoin is a technology that solves a problem that 8 billion people have, which is money that doesn't hold its value. On a fiat standard, everyone has to be a part-time investor, a part-time speculator, just to keep up with monetary debasement and maintain your purchasing power over time. So how can you not say sound money with sound money properties doesn't have intrinsic value and isn't backed by anything? And I understand why it's hard to grasp something that's never existed before. So other common objections that I get all the time. First, with the privacy, people say Bitcoin is not private enough. It can be tracked. Yes, Bitcoin is not private by default. People who need strong privacy use different tools and different trade-offs. Gold has physical privacy but has custody and portability problems. Bitcoin optimizes for verifiability and permissionless settlement. Every system has some kind of trade-off. And another criticism is that whales move the price, and the people who got in early control Bitcoin and no one else has a chance. So whales can move price in short term, yes, but they can't change the rules of the network. On the centralization of miners, which is another criticism, miners secure transactions, but they don't get to rewrite the 21 million cap unless the economic majority accepts it, which is not going to happen. In conclusion, Bitcoin is permissionless money. That's what it's backed by. That's its intrinsic value. It's money that you don't need permission to use. That's its biggest use case. And like we showed with countries with capital controls and hyperinflation, how can you say Bitcoin isn't valuable to those people? And you can criticize the network all you want, but it's been running for 16 years and it's been serving its purpose and maintaining network security. People adopt technology that works, and adoption happens at the edges of society first, where the need is the highest. That's about it for this video. If you disagree with me, try coming up at least with a comment that's a little more creative than Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme and it's not backed by anything. I will see you in the next one, and as always, together, let's work, save, and build a better future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.